Welcome everyone, this is AndresRestart, and in this video we're going to be going into the massive implications provided to us by the Nintendo Direct Mini. Now what am I getting at here? Well, I'm actually getting at multiple things. I'm thinking this Direct gave us some serious hints towards multiple characters in the Fighter's Pass, not just the ARMS character announcement. Now first, let's talk about how the Direct Mini was in great doubt. People weren't thinking it's going to happen, Nintendo did not announce it in the typical way, but I've been saying that because of the shareholders meeting that is coming up, Nintendo needed to make announcements so the shareholders would know what they were investing in, at least for the foreseeable future, at least the next quarter. Now, I was thinking that we would get more information than that because normally by this point in the year, we know about the holiday games. That's how it's been every single year for the Switch. However, I'm assuming due to the whole COVID-19 situation that Nintendo's doing things a little bit differently now. So we should definitely be prepared for things to not happen the same way they have in the past, which is probably why we got this Nintendo Direct Mini in the way we did. That said, there is also a lot of speculation if there would even be a Smash announcement during this Direct because of the Sakurai column where he was talking about how there could be some potential delays due to COVID-19. Well, I was also saying that we could get a Smash announcement despite this potential delay because it's already been a few months since they've been working on the next character. Byleth was already worked on months ago, they were pretty much done with it months ago, so they probably have already been working on another character or two, and they probably were already able to make an announcement, and they did, and it was an ARMS character, which is a Nintendo character, which I also said was more likely because of the COVID-19 situation. It's going to make it harder for them to communicate with third parties to finalize plans on those types of characters, so I was definitely thinking that this potential announcement for a Smash character was going to be a Nintendo character. If you don't believe me, look at my previous predictions video. It's there. Proof is there. It's all footage. I got a whole bunch of other things wrong though, because I thought this would be a bigger Direct. Anyway, point is, we got another Nintendo character, which I think strengthens the whole idea that we're going to be getting a lot of Nintendo characters in Volume 2 for the Fighter's Pass. I still think there's going to be third-party characters, but this whole notion that the entire Fighter's Pass 2 is going to be almost all third-party characters, I disagree. I'm thinking this Fighter's Pass is going to have more Nintendo characters than Fighter's Pass Volume 1, actually. But there's 6 slots, so we'll see how things shake out. There's still a lot of possibilities for a whole bunch of characters, which is exactly what we're talking about here in this video. I think this Direct Mini had multiple hints towards multiple characters. So first, let's focus on this ARMS situation. So, we know we're getting an ARMS character, and we're going to see more of this ARMS character in June, but we do not know who this ARMS character is going to be. Depending on who this ARMS character ends up being, that's going to have some huge ramifications in terms of speculation moving forward. Because here's the thing, there are these fan rules that Mii costumes can't become Smash DLC characters, that assist trophies can't become Smash DLC characters, that spirits can't become Smash DLC characters. Well, Springman is from ARMS, and he's an assist trophy in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Ribbon Girl is in ARMS, and she is a Mii costume in Smash Ultimate, and there's a whole bunch of ARMS characters that are already spirits in the game. So, if we get an ARMS character, and any of these Mii costumes or spirits or assist trophy are in there as the actual playable character, well, that would mean a whole bunch of other possibilities. Now, we don't know who the ARMS character could be. It could be an ARMS character that has not been represented in Smash Bros. Yet. Maybe a character that's in there already, maybe they add a new character, we don't know. So we kind of have to wait and see. The whole Mii costume assist trophy argument hasn't been entirely broken yet. In my opinion though, I'm thinking that it's going to definitely include Springman and Ribbon Girl, maybe a couple more characters, kind of like what they did with Hero, and sort of multiple costumes will be multiple different ARMS characters. I understand the ARMS characters have multiple abilities, but I think they could just pick the ones that sort of make sense in terms of hitboxes, and sort of mix up their powers into an all-in-one sort of inclusive character, kind of like how Byleth is, how Byleth has the weapons from the different house leaders in Fire Emblem 3 houses, and sort of combines the abilities into one character. I think they could do the same with an ARMS character, and I think that will be fine. In fact, they will probably give it a much more varied and interesting moveset than what we can already get in ARMS as they are as individual characters. Not to mention that when you look at all the DLC characters for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, the characters that we get are sort of like the poster boys or figureheads for each respective game series. So if we end up getting one of the lesser known ARMS characters as the ARMS character in Smash Ultimate, I feel like that would be unlikely because that hasn't happened before. They are more likely going to use one of the more popular ARMS characters in my opinion. So for that reason, I'm thinking it's really likely that it's going to be Springman and Ribbon Girl, maybe some other kind of characters, and that would completely break the whole Mii costume assist trophy rule. And assuming this is the case, this has huge implications for the rest of the DLC. It opens up the door for a whole bunch of other characters. People who want Waluigi, well, they would have some hope. I don't think Waluigi's gonna make it, but you would have some hope. If Springman could become a Smash DLC character, technically, so could Waluigi. It's totally possible. But what I'm personally thinking here, what I think was sort of seriously hinted at during this direct, was another character. You see, there is a Mii costume in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for a particular character that a lot of people wanted in as an actual character, including Sakurai himself. He said it in the final Smash Direct before the game came out. That character is Rex. Now I'm thinking if Rex were to make it in as an actual character, it would be Rex and Pyra. So if this ARMS character comes out, and it is Springman and Ribbon Girl, that whole idea of assist trophies and spirits and Mii costumes would no longer be a thing, and Rex and Pyra would then become a lot more likely in the eyes of a lot of people, and in my opinion, I think they already have a really good chance despite that. But the Direct actually gives us more hints than that, in my opinion. So, let's take a look at the footage for Future Connected, the epilogue story in Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Future Connected. I think this is implying a connection to a parallel universe. A parallel universe that may include Rex and Pyra. Now, I know this may sound crazy, but hear me out here. If you play through Xenoblade Chronicles 2, now this is going to have some spoilers, so be prepared. At the end of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, we see a character that looks like Shulk who's divided in two. He talks about how the universe was created, and there's a huge implication of another world that would be Xenoblade Chronicles 1. Not to mention the DLC in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 had Shulk and Fiora enter in through a parallel universe rift, kind of like what we're seeing in the footage for Future Connected. In other words, I think there's a pretty decent chance that Rex and Pyra might be showing up to some capacity in Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. And if that happens, that gives them even more reason to be added as characters in Smash Ultimate, because they would be great characters to represent not just Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but also Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. And if you're looking at what Nintendo's been doing with their characters in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, they're gonna have an ARMS character, they're pushing ARMS. They added Byleth, they're pushing Fire Emblem. I'm thinking that they could definitely add a Xenoblade character a little bit after Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition comes out. Say, a few months later, we get a reveal for Rex and Pyra, and they're added to the game, pushing sales for the entire Xenoblade series. I think that's definitely possible. Now, to be fully fair though, it may not be Rex and Pyra. It could be someone else. It might not even be a Xenoblade character. But there's another character I have in mind that makes a little bit of sense. So, Melia. Melia has a big focus in Future Connected, the epilogue story for Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. She's taking a big role in the game. And if you look at Shulk, his final smash has multiple characters from Xenoblade Chronicles, but Melia is not one of them, and she's going to be a major character in Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. So, it's possible that instead of Rex and Pyra, we get Melia instead. I think that would be a great character add, it would be really fun, and I think it's certainly possible. Although in my opinion, if I had to pick, I feel like Rex and Pyra make more sense because Xenoblade Chronicles 2 does not have a playable character, while Xenoblade Chronicles 1 already has a character. So if I had to guess, I'm still pulling for Rex and Pyra, especially considering that Sakurai at one point wanted them in the game, but ultimately they didn't make the cut initially due to time constraints. But this is Volume 2 of the Fighter's Pass, and I'm thinking it's totally possible. So to summarize the implications that this Direct Mini offered us, 1. It suggests to us that we could be getting even more Nintendo characters. The first character revealed for Fighter's Pass Volume 2 is a Nintendo character. The first character in Volume 1 was a third-party character, so the trend right now is suggesting more Nintendo characters, but we will see. The other thing it's perhaps suggesting is that Mii costumes, assist trophies, and spirits aren't necessarily deconfirmations for characters in the DLC. So that's very exciting for a lot of people who have hope for their favorite assist trophy or Mii costumes or spirit to make it into the game. Perhaps Geno, perhaps Shantae, perhaps Waluigi, perhaps Shovel Knight. They're back in it, I think. Also, looking at what they showed for Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition and Future Connected, considering the whole parallel universe thing, this could allow Rex and Pyra to have more of an importance in Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2, which could then strengthen their claim to be added as DLC later down the road to help push the Xenoblade series, as Nintendo has been doing with now ARMS and Fire Emblem for Fighter's Pass 1 and 2. To be totally clear, this is just my speculation, so I'm sure some of you guys may have some different opinions, so if you do, please let me know in the comments below if you disagree or agree. I want to hear what you guys think. But either way, I'm just kind of excited to see that ARMS was announced for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. It felt like the kind of franchise that we would see in a sequel to Smash Bros., but because the DLC is going on for so long, we are getting these characters now, and that's really awesome. But anyways, everyone, that's all for now. Thank you so much for listening and watching. I'll see you all really soon. Take care. Bye.